Hey, Gregor Arturo here. I'm going to show you a quick preview of the shop. Oh, it's dark, so you can't see much. Oh, it's pretty dark. I don't know if I want anyone to really know what I have here, but maybe. We'll see. Here's a little preview of the stuff. Look at that nice oxidation. I love that oxidation on this guy. And anyways, I wanted to share a little story a couple nights ago. I didn't think... It happened. I didn't tell anyone about it. I didn't process it, really. I was sort of caught off guard. But I remember it very clearly. And so I'm going to share it with you. I posted it on Facebook today. It's a wall post, and it's getting a little attention. And I told my friend about it today, who was the first person who was like, so this happened to me, and I don't know what to think about it. And so I was walking back from this shop at 2 in the morning. This was Tuesday night, so Wednesday morning. And it's Wednesday, so this was Monday night. Yeah, this was Monday night, Tuesday morning. And I was walking back from the shop, and it's about a 2-minute walk from the shop here to my trailer, through the woods on this trail. And I'm almost to the trailer. I can see my trailer, and my neighbor has his pickup truck parked right next to it, which takes up half the trailer. The trail winds all of a sudden. Otherwise, you can really only get one truck down. But right where it winds, he has his truck parked off to the right. And probably 100 feet from me, I see something that looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, a little less than 2 feet tall. It's about 2 feet tall. He's like that tall. Scurry across the trail from left to right. And Gollum is probably the best example in that he was skinny. You can see the flesh on him. And a scurry is probably the best word. It was a little bit faster than a walk. And he scurried sort of like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He was just much shorter than Gollum. And he went from left to right. I couldn't see any color, but I could clearly see a defined outline of him as he scurried across the trail behind this pickup truck. And so the whole event lasted less than 2 seconds. But it caught me off guard. I didn't know what to think. I just sort of stopped right there on the trail and was like, did that just happen? I don't know if that just happened, but I think that just happened. It looks like that just happened. But did that really just happen? And then I started to just get chills and just look behind me, in front of me. I had my headlamp, and I was just I'm going to keep walking. I'm almost to my trailer. I started picking up speed. I kept looking behind me, just be what was that? And scurried down my steps really fast and into the trailer. And honestly, I forgot all about it. It was just so weird and unusual. I had to put it in the back of my mind. Didn't know what to think. Someone mentioned something about a gray who was trying to contact me. Who knows? My encounter does end in 48 hours? Fuck. That was one of the weirdest little things I've ever seen. The veils between the dimensions are starting to merge together. That's something I was told was going to happen October 31st. Here's another story, another weird story, to make this blog even more interesting. I met this person who was engaged to a really, really good friend of mine. And he had 2 spirits attached to him. Recently dealt with a spirit attached to someone, a fallen angel. And fuck, man, I'm not sure how familiar people are dealing with spirits. Call them energy, you can call them metaphysical viruses, whatever. Things that limit your free will. They're a fucking bitch to deal with. Had one myself that I've had to deal with. That was a bitch. Just a bitch. And it's hard to even call it what. It's an entity. It's something. What level of free will it has, I don't know. It limits your free will. Viruses, traditional viruses, limit your physical aspects hereby. Well, you could say metaphysical viruses limit your free will and your metaphysical aspects of yourself. And so, just a different level of it interacting with our reality. And the one I just dealt with was fucked up. Person was channeling demons, or channeling the fall. I don't even know. But using that deep guttural voice, I can't even do it. It's so fucked up. And confronted him about it, denied it. Fucked up some shit with a lover of mine who was visiting me from Maine. Claudia, if you remember Claudia, she's in some of the videos. That's all crazy fucking shit. Anyways, Possessions. This guy was possessed with two spirits. However, they seemed to have a positive effect on him instead of a negative effect. And he didn't want me to do an exorcism. He didn't want me to clear him of him. Instead, we did a dowsing session and just started asking him, or essentially the spirits, yes or no questions. This was when I was in Tampa several months ago, probably about April? May? No, May. It was May. I was there. And they, with these questions, or what he told me, and then first about the situation, before we got into the questions, was that they were both spirits were from a parallel world. This is basically a lot like Fringe, the series Fringe. One was himself, who had been killed, and the second one was his lover in that reality, who died like a couple years later. And both of them somehow crossed over in this plane, and they were about 2 weeks from each other, first himself and then the girl. Happened about 2 weeks after that, to where both of them were like in him, to where my friend would have conversations with them and get all this information about this parallel world on Earth, where World War II didn't happen. It was some event around probably the Great Depression. They don't know what happened, but sometime before then, in that era, something different happened, causing a different reality to be created, or break off from this one. And it was a much more peaceful world. There was no war. There was still poverty and strife and political problems, but there was no war. There wasn't a defense industry being built up. Big difference. And technology advanced much, much greater, and the energy situation wasn't a problem. Anyways, we got asking questions about the dimensions because the spirits were familiar with how things worked. And anyways, the whole crazy thing came to, which ties in with the other story about the veils of the dimensions getting thin to where you can start to see, fairies or goblins or whatever. I don't even know to label some of the experiences I've been having. Just being that something happened from my perspective and it's off-key from the norm. And the question we got to, I don't know how we got to this question, but All Hallows Eve, October 31st, 3 days after the Mayan calendar ends. And I've talked about this 3-day delay with things on the Mayan calendar and things manifesting. When the veils between the dimensions are thinnest, as commonly known for All Hallows Eve, that all the timelines of our reality would be merging together. And this is what I got as a yes in this dowsing session. And so there was auroras as far south a couple days ago in Georgia. I even heard people saw them here in Asheville, which is pretty uncommon, if not rare. So things are outside the norm right now. I don't know what to think. So 2 days ago, oh yeah, we were getting hit by that crazy magnetic storm Tuesday night. There we go, connection. And this little guy ran across the trail. So I don't know what to think. I haven't really been my metaphysical self lately. I've been really rooted in the earthly existence for the first time in my life. In a very weird way where it seems like it's going the other way for a lot of people. But I'm here doing work, this machine shop and building stuff and being grounded and seeing this beautiful girl named Meredith. And we don't have any of those attachment energies that sort of just suck you in to the relationship where you forget about you and she forgets about her and you guys just identify with the relationship. You really want to identify with all three aspects. And so the attachments are just gone on so many levels. If I had to walk out of this machine shop right now and say goodbye, so be it. I just go find another place to do my work. If that's what the universe feels like I should be working on, it'll push me in that direction. So right now I could say, if things are about to go down, I'm really present. Goblins and All Hallows Eve and whatever. Sounds all epically good. So there's my little update and story about craziness and life, universe, and everything. Ciao, my friends. Adios.